Hi folks, it's Bob from Mountain Crest Farms. This video is kind of late. This is my what's coming up in 2019 video. You watched my other last two videos. You know I've had some things that are kind of been distracting me just a little bit. So this one's a little bit late, but hang around and let's see what you can expect from Mountain Crest Farms in 2019. See y'all in a second. Hey folks, real quick before the video gets started, let me ask a favor of you. If you like this video, hit that little thumbs up down there below the video. And after you look around at some of the other videos on my channel, if you like the channel, subscribe. And when you subscribe, if you'll hit that little bell beside the subscribe button, that bell will give you notification every time I do a video. So with that, let's get on with today's videos, okay? Hey everybody. Seen those last two videos, you know I've been kind of busy for a few months. Didn't do a 2019 here's what's coming video. Number one, I was kind of busy the last few months. And number two, I just really didn't know what I was going to be able to do. So here is my 2 month late coming videos video. I do have some video clips already in the can that I had done before surgery back in December, November, that I can put together with a little bit of other stuff and do some that are a little bit heavy that I normally wouldn't be able to shoot now. But since I've already got some stuff in the cans, all I've got left is the light work. So I'm building a fire pit, and I've been videotaping that in progress. A little bit I've got left to do. Isn't too heavy for me to handle, so there'll be a video on building a fire pit. There'll be a video on firewood, not firewood for the fire pit. Firewood for this wood burning heater behind me. I know it's the end of firewood season, but it's just about time. You better be working on getting it ready for next year, because old farmer's saying is the firewood that you want to use one winter, you need to have cut, split, stacked, and drying by April Fool's Day. So that doesn't leave a lot of time to get your stuff cut and stacked. And one thing that I try to cover here is how do you support the homestead? And, you know, we're, at least me, I started to say we're all, but at least for me, I don't want to have any outside inputs to financially support the homestead. I want it to be self-sufficient. Now, I might take some stuff off the homestead that I've created here to go sell somewhere, like microgreens at the farmer's market or something like that. But no outside jobs, or as the country folk around here call it, no public jobs. And one thing that I do, I've got a sharpening service. Sharpen pretty much anything that you would use around the household. A lot of the stuff you would use around a farm, not everything. I don't sharpen plow discs or anything like that. But a sharpening service brings in a few bucks, not a lot, doesn't bring in a ton. Nothing I do brings in a ton of money. But if you do several things that all bring in a little bit, well, that'll help support the homestead. So there is a sharpening service. Started having some well problems a few months back, and I had to replace the well motor, 220-foot deep well. And besides buying the well pump, the deep well pump, which, by the way, flint and walling is, if you ever have to buy a deep well pump or any pump, you want a flint and walling. Good prices, quality equipment, and their customer service is absolutely awesome. Because of some of my stupidity, they had to help me out for free. They had already got the money for the pump and motor, and they did. They went way out of the way. But there'll be a video on how to change out a deep well pump without spending a fortune on equipment or hiring somebody. Because besides the pump itself, that was going to be a $400 job just to pull it, replace it, and drop it back down in the hole. I've got some video of that, a shot of that. A little bit more to do, and but not real heavy duty or anything like that. Planned videos for the future that I don't have anything in the can. Some of these have a little bit of lifting to them or need a little bit of strength that I don't have right now, and it'll be a little while before I do them. And some of them I can do now. Want to do a couple of videos on protecting the homestead, defending the homestead. Nobody expects home invasions. Oh, by the way, let me say right now, I used to call myself a prepper until that stupid TV show Doomsday Preppers came out and gave preppers a bad name. So now I don't use the term prepper anymore. I believe in being self-sufficient, and part of being self-sufficient is being able to protect your home. And so I'm going to cover a little bit about defending your home. Yeah, if you don't like guns, you'll want to miss that one, because there will be one video about guns, what guns I believe a homesteader needs to defend their homestead. And you never can tell. I might, for the people that have the same type of guns that I have, I might do some cleaning videos, because we all do the rough, down and dirty, quick cleaning. Sometimes I get a little bit carried away and go even farther than that. So there'll be that. One thing that a lot of people don't think about when they think about defending or protecting the homestead is communications with the outside world. After all, we're supposed to be self-sufficient. We don't need the outside world, right? Wrong. We all need the outside world. We're a community. Sometimes it's a community of the people that live next door, whether next door is 100 yards away or 20 miles away. We need our community. None of us produce everything we need right on our own homestead. You might produce all the beef in the world and don't grow any wheat, so you can't have any bread. You got to go to the store and buy flour, or you got to get flour from somewhere. We're a community. And if things got bad, and I'm not talking about the doomsday prepper type of bad, I'm not talking about major civil unrest and collapse of the currency and all that, although those are things that you need to be thinking about. I'm talking about a bad storm, a really bad storm. Cell phones operate on cell towers. Cell towers can get blown down. Storms can take out cell service. If you got a landline, it's coming in on telephone poles. Tree falls across the line, you're out of communication. I believe in always having a plan B. I happen to be a ham radio operator. For any ham radio operators out there, my call is W4JIC, and that's a vanity call, and the JIC stands for just in case. Ham has turned into a fun hobby, but I got into it for communications just in case. So there'll be a video on ham radio. Oh, and yeah, there is my Oklahoma Joe Highland smoker. I'm planning on doing several videos on that. How to use it, how to get the best results. Make y'all's mouth water by actually cooking something on it while I'm doing the videos. Matter of fact, this next week, if I can catch it between the raindrops. See, this is Saturday, the 16th, I believe. Not this coming Monday, but the next Monday after that, the 25th, I start radiation treatments for what anybody that's seen my previous two videos already knows the deal on that. I start radiation treatments. Sometime between now and then, I plan on smoking a brisket and point out some cool things about the Oklahoma Joe that I like while I'm smoking the brisket, so that I can make y'all's mouth water with that smoked brisket. By the way, smoked brisket is not barbecue. Chicken on the smoker is not barbecue. There is nothing that you can smoke. There's nothing you can cook in any manner that is barbecue except for pork. Barbecue comes from a pig. If it's brisket, it's not barbecue. It is smoked brisket. If I made somebody out there in Texas mad, I'm sorry. But smoked brisket is not barbecue. Smoked chicken is not barbecue. Smoked pork is barbecue. But anyway, there'll be some Oklahoma Joe Highland Smokers videos, including one this next week, if I can catch it between the raindrops, that's going to be smoking a brisket. Some heavier ones that I want to do that I physically cannot do right now, but I hope it won't be very long. Fence building. I see so many videos of people that are fixing their fence, putting it back together. It started leaning, or it started falling, or a pig pushed against it and caused problems. There's right ways to build fence, and then there's wrong ways where you always have to go back and fix them over and over and over again. Hopefully I can give you all some tips on how to build a fence that you're not constantly having to fix. Speaking of fence building, one thing that I have heard people say that they absolutely hate, I'm talking about you, Chad, that they absolutely hate is field fence. Field fence is awesome fence. It's really good fence if it's put up right. If it's not put up right, it is constantly sagging and you will hate it. Right, Chad? I'm going to show you the right way to put up field fence where you won't ever want to use anything else unless you have an animal that needs something else like barbed wire. But field fence is great 90% of the time for us homesteaders. Let's see, what else? Show y'all how to make an alcohol stove. This is kind of an emergency situation. Maybe one of those things you want to put in the trunk of your car or back of your truck. If you happen to have a bug out bag, I'm not going to bug out. If anything goes wrong, I'm going to bug in. I'm too old and too slow to bug out. But if you keep stuff in your truck or car as a go bag, a couple of days of food, some water, some comfortable hiking shoes in case you break down in the middle of nowhere, this is something that you might want to put in there. Small alcohol stove that you can actually cook a small meal on, especially the pre-prepared freeze-dried stuff that you just add water and boil it. Small alcohol stove that will cost you about, nothing. Cost you about nothing to build. And you'll burn so little alcohol in it that I use mine every once in a while just for fun. And I think my bottle of alcohol, I believe it's lasted 4 years and I'm only halfway done. And I use it for some other things too. So I'll show you how to build a small alcohol stove. Other topics for the videos. Down there in the comments, you tell me. I don't know what to do a video on that will suit what you watch my channel for unless you tell me. So tell me down in the comments, what do you want to see videos on? What topics do I need to stay away from? And I already know politics and religion, I stay away from that. If you look back at my videos, you don't see any of that. I'm real political and very opinionated. It doesn't go on this channel. I used to have another channel that was pure politics, but I don't have it anymore. But politics and religion don't go on this channel. Well, a little bit of religion. You know, there's that thing I always say at the end of the videos, which you'll hear in just a minute. I do a little bit of religion. But y'all tell me what you want to see in videos, okay? The next video I do after this one, I do know what it's going to be. It won't involve any heavy lifting. And I normally am not going to tell you what the next video is, but I'm going to tell you on this one because some of you might not want to watch it. You might want to avoid it. I think there's a lot of you out there that it might help. Going back to these last 2 months, and I've been kind of busy and distracted by other stuff. If you watch those videos, you know it's because I had to have liver surgery, and now I've got radiation coming up. Liver cancer was caused by alcoholism. If you've watched several of my videos, my backstory, you know that I was a really bad alcoholic. I'm talking about a half a gallon of gin every day. That's bad. And that's why I had to have liver surgery. That's what caused liver cancer. That's why I had to have surgery. That's why I've got to have radiation. That's about all I'm going to have to say about the surgery. I might mention it every once in a while, but that's about it. But what led up to it, the alcoholism. I'm going to do a video about alcoholism. There's a few reasons that I want to do it. Number one, there's the people out there who are in recovery. I've been sober for 10 years. There's people out there that can double that and triple that, been sober for 20, 30 years. There's people out there that have been sober for a day and a half. I want to do it for the people that are in recovery, give them my thoughts and ideas that may or may not help. I want to do it for the people who aren't in recovery yet. They know they've got a problem. They know they're an alcoholic. They're not in recovery yet. I want to share a few things so that they know, no matter how bad it gets, because man, y'all should have seen me years back. Y'all should have seen me years back. It can get better no matter how bad it is. And I want to share a little bit of that with y'all. And something else I want to share is with the people who have to put up with us drunks. Families, children, employers, brothers, sisters. They're having to put up with us. And when we're still drinking, we're a handful to put up with. And there's a few things that I consider to be do's and a few things I consider to be don'ts when you're dealing with a drunk. I want to share a little bit of that. And one thing for the people that aren't in recovery yet and for their families, there's one thing that I'm going to tell you in this video, and I'll repeat it in the next one, but if you don't see the next one, you need to know this. Families, listen. You cannot, don't tell a drunk to get sober for me, because I'm your spouse. Don't tell a drunk to get sober for the kids. Don't tell a drunk to get sober for their job. Alcoholism is the only thing I can think of where a person really, really needs to be selfish. The only way you can get sober and keep it is to get sober for yourself. Be selfish. Get sober for yourself. Because everything else, all the other reasons you could get sober, you could lose. Get sober for a spouse, they might divorce you anyway. Get sober for your kids. Heaven forbid we should never have to bury one of our children, but if you've got one child and they get killed in a car wreck, there goes your reason for being sober. Get sober for your job. What happens when you get fired? There goes your reason for being sober. Don't tell any drunk to get sober for anything except for themselves. I got to the point where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got sober for me. I knew it was either sober up or die. So y'all don't tell anybody to get sober for anything but themselves. That's all I'm going to say on alcoholism here. I'm going to have a whole video on that. I think that about covers it. Like I said, give me some other ideas down there in the comments. Use that comment section down there. And give me some ideas what to do videos on, what not to do videos on. And that's about it for this video, except for one thing. You know I've got to tell you this. You're going to hear it every time you see a video of mine. You know, I said I don't talk politics and I don't talk religion except for this one thing. The tomb was empty. And he is alive. He was. It was and he is. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a fantastic day. Hey folks, one more thing before I go, just a reminder. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget, hit that thumbs up down there at the bottom. If you like the channel, please subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit that little bell out there beside the subscribe button. You'll get notified whenever I put up a new video. One more thing. Down there in the comment section, leave me a comment. Tell me what you like that I'm doing. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what kind of videos you'd like to see. Do you want to see more livestock stuff about the pigs? Do you want to see more how-to stuff about the homesteading? I can't do what y'all want me to unless y'all tell me what you want. So, y'all have a good day. See you in the next video.